Hello, I'm Brent Gardner, and this is the NRA-ILA Grassroots News Minute for Friday, June 26th. Here with today's first story is correspondent Susan Chrisman.
NRA-ILA has recently been receiving several calls from NRA members in border states who have been visited or called by agents of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. In some cases, agents have asked to enter their homes and copy down the serial numbers of all of their firearms. In each case, the agents were making inquiries based on the number of firearms these NRA members had recently bought. In other cases, the agents said they were asking because the members had bought types of guns that are frequently recovered in Mexico. This kind of questioning might not be part of a legitimate criminal investigation and might simply be based on information in dealers' records, with agents trying to profile potentially suspicious purchases. Unfortunately, in some of these cases, agents have reportedly used heavy-handed tactics to harass law-abiding NRA members. Whether agents act appropriately or not, concerned gun owners should remember that all constitutional protections apply, and answering questions in this type of investigation is generally an individual choice. Most importantly, there are only a few rare exceptions to the Fourth Amendment requirement that law enforcement officials need a warrant to enter a home without the resident's consent. There is absolutely nothing wrong with politely but firmly asserting your constitutional rights. If BATFE contacts you and you have any question about how to respond, you may want to consult a local attorney. NRA members may also call NRA-ILA's Office of the Legislative Counsel at 703-267-1161 for further information. Whether contacting a local attorney or NRA, be sure to provide as many details as possible, including the date, time, location, agent's name, and specific questions asked. Rest assured, NRA will continue to monitor this situation and alert members of any new developments. Now back to you, Brent.
Thanks, Susan. The U.S. Government Accountability Office has released a report entitled Firearms Trafficking, U.S. Efforts to Combat Arms Trafficking to Mexico Face Planning and Coordination Challenges. Among other things, the report asserts that Mexican officials consider illicit firearms the #1 crime problem affecting their country's security. They claim about 87% of firearms seized in Mexico and traced by the BATFE in the last 5 years originated in the United States. They also claim that these firearms are increasingly more powerful and lethal, including the AK-47 and AR-15 type semi-automatic rifles. With regard to the 87% statistic, the report figures make clear that the BATFE only traces a fraction of the guns seized. Those firearms are not selected randomly, but are likely selected because they are the guns most likely to have come from the U.S. Trace data reveals nothing about the large number of guns that are not traced. The report also acknowledges significant corruption pervading all levels of Mexican law enforcement, federal, state, and local. Clearly, this rampant corruption cannot be blamed on the United States. And even more evidence of what is truly happening in Mexico was brought out in a series of hearings held earlier this year. During those hearings, 3 representatives of U.S. law enforcement, one each from BATFE, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, made it clear that the increase in violence in Mexico is being misinterpreted by the media and politicians. They testified that the increase in violence is a direct result of the actions taken by Mexican President Felipe Calderón to take on the cartels. The cartels, they testified, are being pressured more than ever and are fighting back in desperation, resulting in casualties. For American gun owners, the battle will be to make sure that politicians who see an opportunity to advance their gun ban agenda do not use Mexico as an excuse to sacrifice our Second Amendment rights. For more information on these stories and for up-to-date legislative alerts, please visit our website at www.nraila.org.